So let's have a look at the grid for heat number 2, which saw heat 1 won by Ethan Haigh with Tom Carter and Jacob Jukes completing the top 3. Front row, it's Tom Holden and Finley Whiting, the 87 and the 81. Bartek Filipiak will look to take that, have that technical faux pas aside and start from the inside of row number 2, alongside the 38 of Sam Stoner. The 19 of Sandro Ballesteros and the 18 of Jaden Hewitt round out the top 3 rows. Maximus Shields in the 181 and the 85 of Ollie Naylor, row 4. Tsiugos Pravilonis in the 88 and Curtis Latimer in the 56 round out the top 10, with Tom Carter in the 45 and Ethan Haigh in the 27 rounding out in the next row. Then it's Jensen Mason and Harry Hurst Grover, followed by Nicholas Ellis, Oliver Brett Smith, Jacob Jukes and Catherine Potter. So Catherine Potter got a tramline penalty in the previous race. Incorrectly positioned front fairings for Sam Stoner, Curtis Latimer, Jensen Mason and Oliver Brett Smith as the drivers now released from the dummy grid. So, track still wet. Temperature still at a paltry 9 degrees Celsius compared with the 16 degrees Celsius on Friday. And some drivers coming into a little bit of strife on the sighting lap. So the drivers trying to get the rear tyres a little bit more of the... you're at Rowrah, we're just on my phone. Okay, thank you very much, Tyler Lee, for that one. Thanks for the heads up. And there is going to be another foot. They're going to send them around again because looks like the weather is incoming, folks. More rain starting to fall here at Rowrah. The spray, the rooster tails from the back tyres says it all. And the conditions are going to be incredibly more treacherous than they have been. One of the lovely things about what you can see is you can see a lot more on your screens at home because the fog has lifted. That means that the rain will be coming in. And the wind has picked up here at Rowrah as well. So Marshall's telling the drivers to slow down. It's Tom Holden and Finley Whiting on the front row for Junior Rotax heat number 2. Ethan Haigh was the race 1 winner. Is it going to be 2 from 2 so far like we've had in Honda Cadets and also in Micromax? Drivers now getting into formation as they come round Paddock Bend. Into the tram lines we go. Revs rise, noise increases, red lights are not out. It is a false start. False start has been called. So going to go round for another lap here at Rowrah. Now the first heat, if you might remember, now who's just got off? That's Bartek. Is that Bartek Filipiak's just got off? He has. Oh, as if the first heat for Bartek Filipiak didn't have enough drama with him breaking down coming out of Sunny Bend. And now drivers will have to get back into formation again. Okay, second time of asking as the driver's told to slow down. Get into formation through into St John's. Now into the left at Sunny Bend. Okay, drivers now being told to slow. They've got to get into formation, otherwise they will not release them. Red lights back on the starting gantry once again. Through Paddock Bend. Revs rise, noise increases. This time, lights are out, we're off and racing. Good start by Tom Holden to lead the field through the chicane for the first time as they go up the incline. Bartek Filipiak at some point was sideways through the halfway point of the chicane, but manages to keep it planted as they head their way down towards McRae's for the first time of asking. Through they go. Oh, my goodness me. That was the 38 of Sam Stoner. He had Tom Carter up the inside through McRae's, is up towards the inside. What's your breaking point, Ollie Naylor? He nearly, he was very, very lucky. Jacob Jukes has been making some headway in the meantime as Pravilonis is having a bit of a drama-filled race. As all round goes the number 18 of Jaden Hewitt into the approach onto the stewardesses. Luckily enough, not getting beached as they all filter their way through the S's. There's Hewitt in the background. Through into Sunny Bend. Oh, very close indeed. That was Tom Carter versus Sandro Ballesteros coming through the exit of Sunny Bend. And that is the number 7 of Nicholas Ellis, who does a complete 360. That's one of the best rejoins I've seen in a very, very long time indeed. He lifts up the rear tyres, span the back end round, and off you went. Tom Holden, 59.8 seconds for the number 87, based out of Helshaw and of Lancashire, third in both 2020 and 2021 in the cadet divisions, as Sandro Ballesteros getting it all sideways. He caught and he's sort of like saying, what was that? Sandro, please keep both hands on the wheel. As up the inside of him goes Jensen Mason to try and get the undercut, and Maximus Shields, he's like a thief waiting in the night, was Maximus Shields. He got through past the pair of them, through into the stewardesses, and just ahead of them they've got Ethan Haig, who won the first heat. And closing in on them, I've kept my eye on Jacob Jukes. He's up from 16th position, now in at least 9th, maybe even make that 8th place, as he's closing in on Sandro Ballesteros as they make their way to complete lap number 2 here in Junior Rotax Heat 2. Tom Carter chasing down Tom Holden, gap 6.5 tenths. Carter with the fastest lap, 58.608, as now Jacob Jukes up the inside through the entrance of the chicane past Sandro Ballesteros. That is for position, that's for 7th on the road. Sam Stoner looking to go up the inside, and that was on Jensen Mason on Maximus Shields, trying to get the cut back through onto McRae's, now through Iredale's. A little bit of a touch of sidewalls between the pair, but no harm, no foul. And Jacob Jukes is right on their case. Here's Tom Carter, and Tom Holden trying to hold on, but goes a little bit wide through the stewardesses, and around the outside goes Tom Carter into the approach into St John's, and the number 45 gets through to now take the lead. There's Jacob Jukes up the inside of Maximus Shields. So Jacob Jukes making very, very significant progress. And now, Sandro Ballesteros, another problem for the number 19 from Rochdale, as Jacob Jukes now up the inside. That's the 58 of Jensen Mason. Jacob Jukes now up to P5 and flying. 59.5 was his lap time, but Tom Carter in clean air, 58.419 seconds. Fastest lap of the race. We're on to lap number 4. As next up on Jacob Jukes' hit list is going to be, that was the, hang on a second, that's the AC1. Finley Whiting's lost out 3rd place. Now he's lost out 4th. And that's through into Iredale's. Jacob Jukes just plants it around the outside, boots the throttle down, rear tyres bite into the tarmac, and away he goes. So Jacob Jukes up from 16th to now what is 4th place on the road, and is charging forward. But there's a bit of a gap between Ethan Haig and Tom Holden. And those two are 2nd and 3rd respectively, as the two leaders making their way through Paddock Bend once again. But Carter leading the way. That's the number 20, Catherine Potter. It's not been an easy weekend. There's a bit of a moment there for Finley Whiting. And now he's got Maximus Shields to his inside, because Jensen Mason got through on the 81. Shields unable to make it through as they went into the chicane. And now Shields goes for the move. Chronic understeer for the 181 through McRae's. And that allows Finley Whiting to get back through as they now head towards Iredale's. With these wet weather conditions, there's a lot of understeering that they're having to contend with. You're trying to rotate the kart, but it doesn't always work out in your favour if you take an unconventional line. Jacob Jukes at the moment knows that lightning will not strike twice through the stewardesses after his moment last time out in race number 1. Tom Carter, in the meantime, is pulling away from Tom Holden. But Ethan Haig has got Jacob Jukes not too far behind. The pair were just under 8 tenths of a second adrift. Jukes took nearly 6 tenths out of him on the previous tour. There's Harry Hurst-Grover in the number 14, rounding out the top 11. As Pravilonis battling away with Ollie Naylor. And Naylor gives good account of himself, but then loses out 2 positions because Nicholas Ellis has gotten through. Jacob Jukes now took the best part. Well, Ethan Haig has just taken out 1.1 seconds out of Tom Holden, and that's the run for second position. Maximus Shields still trying to get onto level terms with Finley Whiting in the 81. And there's Pravilonis versus Nicholas Ellis going through into Iredales. There's Ollie Naylor, and has got behind the number 18 of Jaden Hewitt. As we head into the final 2 minutes plus an additional lap. Getting a little bit close there for comfort through the stewardesses. That's for Ollie Naylor, but he's doing a fantastic job. Having had great conversations with his mum and dad, Lee and Hannah, in the paddock. He's not a bad hand with it. He's not a bad hand with the football either. He can, you know, it's quite good to see. Oh, here we go up the inside through on Ollie Naylor. Goes the 18 of Jaden Hewitt, but nice switchback from Naylor. Through into the chicane they go. Oh, Hewitt took a lot of curbs on the approach into the chicane, but luckily enough managed to keep it planted. And now he's trying to get past up the inside of Ollie Naylor. That's through McRae's, the 85. Trying to do his level best, and back end trying to step away from him. But can he get the run through coming out of Iredales and down the back straightaway? Ollie Naylor, foot to the floor in the 85, trying to close in on the 18. Here's the number 7, Nicholas Ellis on Giugos Pravilonis. And Pravilonis right on the back bumper coming through the exit of the stewardesses. We're into the last 60 seconds of the race, and Tom Carter leads by a whopping 2.561 seconds ahead of Tom Holden. Ethan Haig and Jacob Jukes are not too far adrift. As we've had someone go off, that is the number 7. That is Nicholas Ellis, who's just lost out to Jaden Hewitt, who went literally round the outside and did an M&M going through into the approach into Paddock Bend. Ethan Haig is now... Oh, right. This is going to get a little bit tasty, folks, because this is the battle for second, third and fourth position. Tom Holden leading that as Tom Carter is casually getting on business at hand, like a Sunday afternoon drive in the countryside, as we're fast approaching 12:30 in the afternoon here at Rowrah. Ethan Haig. Oh, Ethan Haig is trying to catch up with Tom Holden. Jacob Jukes, here goes Haig up the inside through the final corner. Oh, and he touches! Tom Holden spins himself around and backwards goes Haig, and that gives third position to Jacob Jukes on a silver platter. As we head, the timer has hit 0, but Ethan Haig tried the move and it did not work out. Caught a little bit of that wet, that wet bit of tarmac. It spat, a little bit of a touch between the pair. Back end stepped out, and all of a sudden, Ethan Haig drops out of the top 4, now into 5th position in the number 27. Pravilonis sets a personal best to 1 minute, 0.515, as there is your race leader, Tom Carter, the number 45, winner at Wilton Mill 4 weeks ago. When I spoke to his dad at Wilton, he said, yeah, we've really enjoyed how the championship's run and everything. We're going to come back for the rest of the season. So now you add another name on the list of drivers that can genuinely compete for this title, as now Jacob Jukes, as we go on to the last lap, Tom Carter leading the way, but Tom Holden being chased and pressurised by Jacob Jukes. They run under the same awning as well. They're good friends off the track. Tom Holden moving straight up to juniors from cadets last year after 2 successful seasons. And there goes Jukes with the move. Vice champion in junior Rotax in this championship last year. Holden runs a little bit wide coming out of McRae's as they go through into Iredales. Both taking the same racing line. And I think Jacob Jukes having a very wise head on young shoulders, as if to say, well, if I'm going to go for the move, I want it to be very, very much a case of, I know I can go for it. He sweeps wide into the stewardesses as we're going to head into, and there is sideways from Holden. Here comes Jukes round the outside and neatly takes second position through the exit of the stewardesses. Holden was all kinds of crossed up there, and he managed to keep it pinned, but it was not enough to deny Jacob Jukes. But Tom Carter wins Junior Rotax heat number 2. Jacob Jukes in second. So Tom Carter, Jacob Jukes and Tom Holden, your top 3. Ethan Haig denying Jensen Mason P4 on the road. Maximus Shields takes 6th ahead of Oliver Brett Smith, with Curtis Latimer rounding out the top 8 positions. Finley Whiting in the number 81 takes 9th ahead of Harry Hurst Grover. Sam Stoner in the Frankenstein Junior Rotax OTK chassis crosses the line and takes 11th ahead of Jaden Hewitt. Nicholas Ellis, Jugos Plavilonis